Hey there. Today's Sunday, May 17th. It's a beautiful day here in New York. For my St. Mary's, St. Peter's choir people, you may have heard that it's possible we'll be able to get together soon for some form of public worship. I say some form because, of course, there's going to be some limitations and restrictions on that. And unfortunately, one of those restrictions is going to be that it's going to be quite some time before we can sing together as a choir in the way that we normally would, meaning standing all together, maybe being in a confined space like the choir loft or really anywhere. And the reason for that is, of course, not just the close proximity part, but also that when you're singing, you're breathing deep, you're projecting, and of course, there's a concern for the spread of germs. So you will be able to, be spread out downstairs and help enhance the congregational singing. But as far as really singing together as a group like we normally would, that's going to be a bit of time before we can do that. So that's a bummer. But the they people, whoever the they people are, they have their saying, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. So I was thinking during this time we could make some lemonade and work on some things. Okay, when you have a volunteer group like a church choir or a community choir, you often have a wide range of experience levels. You have some people who have been in many singing groups. You have some people who are very much beginners. Okay, so I'd like to gear this to some very basic concepts. If you're one of the people who's heard this stuff before, just bear with me. But one of the most important things that we need to focus on when we're singing is to work with our breathing and to control our breathing, okay, and stay connected to our breathing. Okay, breathing is huge in singing, okay. Picture when you were a kid and maybe you would be in a pool and you had one of those little plastic blow-up things that you'd have around you and you'd be paddling around, or maybe you'd be in a lake and you actually had a tire around you, right? And you picture how it went around like your lower torso, like this area right here, okay. So when you breathe in, you're right, when you take a breath in, you want to feel an expansion all around, okay, as if you had one of those things around you, okay? Then once you get a nice deep breath in, you want to let it out unhindered. And a way that we can practice that while we're on the topic of tires is you can picture if you had an old tire in the room and it had a little leak in it and you hear this little, you hear the air coming out right through that little hole that's there, right? Okay? If we do an exercise where we get that deep breath and then we can maintain an S, right? Keeping it steady, not letting it go like all unregulated and all over the place, but keep it nice and steady for a certain number of counts. Okay, so let's say we start, let's just try to get it for 4 counts. You might want to start at 1 or 2, but try to get it for 4 and just keep it nice and steady. Let's try it. Ready? 1, 2. Here we go. Let's try that again. Ready? 1, 2. Here we go. Okay, and try it again. Here we go. Ready? Okay, now you can hear, even as I'm doing this, the second and third one were better than my first one, right? Let's try it again. Trying to keep it as steady as we can. And once you get it like that for 4, let's try 6. Ready? Here we go. Right, nice and steady. Very good. Once you get 6 down, let's try 8. Ready, and. If you stay connected to the deep breathing and you focus on that, you're going to really start to notice that that S really levels out, okay? You want to keep doing that. You can just do that yourself and just keep counting, or you can find like a metronome online, or even just look up metronome on Google and one will show up. And you can just count the number of clicks and try to, go to 8, to 10, to 12, as long as you can get it, keeping it steady, right? That'll help enhance your breath capacity, help you stay connected to the deep breath, okay? So I'd like to give you these videos. I'd like to keep them short, just give you something to work on. I think if we keep them short and to the point, you'll be more likely to come back and work with them. Okay, so for today, I would just like you to work with your breathing like that, all right? And I just want to encourage you, if you're a beginner, I was not somebody who was a natural singer. I wasn't one of those people that, came out of the womb singing. I really had to work at it. I was a piano player first, singing came later. Had to work on breathing, had to work on relaxing, and all kinds of concepts, projection. So basically what I'm trying to say is this is something that can be worked at and improved. So I encourage you just to work with these concepts as we look at them. And thank you very much for all of your efforts, and I will see you next time. Thanks.